Russia has recently unveiled plans to establish military bases in African countries like the Central African Republic, Eritrea, and Sudan. This move is part of a broader strategy of increasing influence in Africa. But why are these former European colonies turning towards Russia? Stay tuned as we dive into this significant geopolitical shift across the African continent. For decades after gaining independence, African nations leaned on Europe and North America for security and economic development. Recently, however, many have turned to new allies like China and Russia. Some, such as Niger, have even asked France and the US to withdraw their troops, opting instead for Russian military support. What's behind this dramatic geopolitical shift? A key reason for this shift is changing domestic policies in African nations. Between 2020 and 2023, Africa saw 7 successful coups, forming what's known as the coup belt. These coups, led by dissatisfied military factions unhappy with their government's handling of Islamic insurgents or protests, have soured relations with the West. Consequently, many new military juntas are seeking support from Russia and the Wagner Group. For instance, Burkina Faso has reopened its Russian embassy, and the Central African Republic has backed Russia in the Ukraine conflict. Russia has become a key military partner for Africa, supplying 40% of the continent's arms according to the Orion Policy Institute. For instance, Mali's arms imports from Russia surged by 210% between 2013 and 2022. Russia also plans to establish military bases in 6 African countries: the Central African Republic, Egypt, Eritrea, Madagascar, Mozambique, and Sudan. Additionally, Russia trains soldiers from these nations, with 180 Russian instructors currently in the Central African Republic, and around 20 Malian soldiers trained in Russia annually. The Wagner Group, a state-funded private military company, has also aided African governments in conflicts like the Mali War and Mozambique's Islamic insurgency. On the economic front, Russia is extending substantial support to African nations. In 2023, the second Russia-Africa summit in St. Petersburg saw President Putin announcing the write-off of $23 billion in African debt. He also pledged up to 50,000 tons of grain to 6 countries: Burkina Faso, the Central African Republic, Eritrea, Mali, Zimbabwe, and war-torn Somalia, to compensate for the halted grain deal. Although only 1% of Russia's foreign direct investment currently flows to Africa, this figure is expected to grow significantly soon. If you're finding this insightful, hit the like button, share your thoughts on this geopolitical shift in the comments, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis. Now let's dive back in. As Western nations pull away from Africa, Russia is seizing the chance to expand its influence on this resource-rich continent. But Africa isn't the only region witnessing Russia's growing presence. Tap here to watch our video on Russian expansion in the Arctic, another area brimming with potential. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.